ask you about last night, the passing of Muhammad Ali, and how you received the news. How did it impact you?
It's very unfortunate, you know. I think it's very unfortunate when anybody passes in life. I think that's one of the things I missed out on when I was growing up. Um, I was raised by a single mother, so I had never seen any of Muhammad Ali's fights. I've only seen highlights, so it wasn't somebody I grew up watching, or basically I didn't see him as my idol because I didn't have that phase in my life. So it's very unfortunate he passed, and one of the greatest of all time. It will be missed.
As a champion, though, and now learning more about him and things that he had to go through that you don't necessarily have to go through, the trail that he blazed for other fighters and champions. Can you appreciate the struggles that he went through? Do you have an appreciation for that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think obviously when he was a champion, it was a totally different time.
Yep.
To where I'm sure his ethnic, him being black and being such a high looked upon person, was probably hard for him to go through. With like I said, I didn't grow up with seeing him what he had to go through, but obviously he's done an amazing job of being flashy, how he moved, and I never knew that the Conor McGregor all that money picture was from him. Never knew it till today. So obviously a lot of fighters have modeled their career after Muhammad Ali. So
Did you hear about the new weigh-in
yeah,
here in California?
I did. I heard. I talked to Luke Rockhold about it. He said he felt amazing. He said he had to deal with the being dehydrated at the weigh-ins and doing the Q&A and all that stuff. Said he felt great. So I heard it was good. Obviously I heard they might be doing it at UFC 200. And then I'm sure if it works good for UFC 200, they might do it for UFC 201. The only thing I didn't like is I got an email saying you need to be 8% to your weight. I was like, not fucking happening, bro. I was like, I come in weighing at 139 a fight week, and I was like, I've never missed weight, not once. I've never had a scare, so I will come in at weighing 138, 139.
Have you told him that?
No, I will though.
Do you think that would be an issue?
I don't think so. What are they gonna do?
Right.
Not let me fight? I was like, dude, you guys I'm not a crack addict. It's not like I need to go to rehab for making weight. I was like, I've never had a problem, never been dehydrated. I was like, I'm taking a piss when I'm going to weigh in. I was like, I'm smart. I don't need education on how to make weight.
And just for the record, it's kind of two different things. Like the 8% thing is a UFC thing,
Yeah.
and the early weigh-ins is a California thing. But I was actually told that Georgia is seriously considering doing it. Worth noting that Andy Foster, who's the head of the athletic commission here, came from Georgia.
Yeah.
So you're fighting in Georgia.
Yeah.
Would you be open to the 10 a.m. weigh-in as opposed to
Yeah,
the
absolutely, absolutely. That just means I'll be waking up, jumping in the tub at 8 o'clock instead of at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Because when I cut my weight, I don't cut my weight right when I wake up. I wake up, eat a little food, start playing video games, sit there and chill, and then we'll wake up and I'm like, okay, so you're losing about a pound and a half an hour, so let's give yourself 3 hours, and just in case it slows down, I jump in the tub, I start cutting my weight. Once I make weight, I get up, jump in the bed, and just sit there and chill to weigh in. So that's how it goes for me.
Henry Cejudo was pretty humble about his fight with you. The side eye. Oh, yeah, no. What do you think of that? How satisfying was it to get a win over him?
That was good. Things escalated real quick in the fight, but it was good. A lot of people believe it was going to be my toughest challenge, and being a guy who's undefeated and finishing a guy who's undefeated, who's never tasted defeat, or being, finished at all, it feels good. One of my coach was saying, like, dude, it doesn't matter how long, he hasn't been in this sport long enough to go things through like that. There's been times I've been in a fight and I've been hit to the stomach, and I'm like, you guys would never realize when it happened, but I'm like, and then I'm like, okay, collect yourself, let's keep on fighting. But obviously, I hit him in the liver and I felt him wince, and then I saw him not protecting his chin, so I was like, okay, perfect, we'll go right, and I'm gonna switch it up and go left to the head, and it worked out perfect.
And was the finish more satisfying than just a win?
Oh, yeah, especially, I tell you this, like, when you're, you go through all these fights and you go through different places around the world, and you have you have Cejudo's fans, you have my fans, and then you have some of the fans that are like, and new, and, blah, blah, blah. When your coaches and your family's doing it, when you're walking into Las Vegas, it's like, and new, so who don't know? I was like, 2 days. So, that felt good. Just to show him, like, dude, it's like, I'm not a big talker. I train my ass off in the gym. And when we get in the octagon, I'm a totally different person. So.
And he loved to say that the UFC wanted him to be the champion.
He was fucking high. I don't know where he got that from. But, he's trying to sell fights, and it's totally understandable. But at the same time, like I said, man, I'm not a big talker. I mean, last time I checked, the UFC, they when Sean saw me knock out Jesse Brock in Alaska, he was like, I want that guy because his talent and what he brings to mixed martial arts. He didn't, sign me because my mouth or whatever. So
we know that they're going to be bringing in champions from around the world to fight on The Ultimate Fighter and ultimately get a chance at you. Are you familiar with any of these people? How much time do you spend, sort of perusing other organizations? Do you know what you're up against?
I don't, and I won't. I mean, I'll probably watch the show just to see the banter between Joseph and Cejudo. But I'm not the type of person that likes to sit there and watch somebody how I'm going to be fight, because I just focus on what I'm going to be doing. Sometimes when Matt's like, hey man, let's watch some tape. I'm like, I don't want to watch any tape, Matt. I was like, I got the gist of it. I know what we need to do. We're just gonna go out there and do what we do best, and that's it. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they're like, what was the game plan against Henry Cejudo? And I was like, there wasn't a game plan. I was like, I knew what he did well. I knew if he was to take me down, it'll be the inside trip. I knew he likes to stay in the guard. He doesn't like to pass guard. And he likes to paw. And when he paws, his hand comes down and drops. And he likes to paw and throw the left hand, the left hook, and the right hand. And I was like, essentially, that's what it is. And then we get into a fight. Things escalated, and that's how it happened.
You seem to really be embracing Twitch as a way to get in touch with your fight fans. So, you're really on the forefront of that. Why is that bonding experience the right one for you?
Because I'm doing something that I enjoy. I started a new weigh-in show on Twitch. Make sure you get me, Chanman V. So make sure you I give all my predictions of UFC 199. You're going to check the VODs. Make sure your predictions are right with mine. But I don't know. I just think it's fun. I've always loved playing video games. Now I figured out a way to monetize it and interact with my fans on that platform. So it's fun. And then people come in here talking crap to me too, and I tell them straight up, like, what did somebody said? One dude came in here and said, Henry Cejudo's gonna whoop your ass. And I was like, ow, ouch, that hurts. Why would you say something like that? I've never done anything like that. Then when I beat Henry Cejudo, he came back and goes, dude, I'm so sorry. And I was like, dude, no hard feelings. Like, it happens. You guys have your fans that you guys want to win, and they're trying to get you. And I was talking to somebody today, and they're like, I was talking to a guy, and he goes, dude, I can't wait for you and Joseph to fight. I just want to let you know, when you and Joseph fight again, I'm in Joseph. And I was like, dude, that's totally fine. Doesn't matter to me.
So you're recently in Cabo, and I'm pretty sure you put up a picture with Frank Mir, but you missed out on catching up with Dana. So what? So,
he was out there?
Yeah, D-Dub was there. So play this out for me. Man, that dude looks like Frank Mir. Is that how it played out on the beach? How did it happen?
No, I was going to Mango Deck. I go to Mango Deck, and I was chilling out there. Then somebody goes, and the fans, the coworkers there at Mango Deck are huge UFC fans, and they're like, dude, hey, check out this, man. I got this picture of this guy. It's Yoel Romero. He pulls out and he goes, that's him, right? I was like, that's not fucking Yoel, dog. And he goes, are you serious? And I was like, Yoel does not have a full sleeve tattoo. He doesn't have a full sleeve. And he goes, are you kidding me? He goes, this guy said he was Yoel. He was telling everybody that. And I was got my picture, and he goes, I'm gonna buy you a shot. And then he got me a shot, and then, a couple shots later. And then next day I came back, and I was like, hey, what's up, man? He goes, Frank Mir's on it. And I was like, no, he pulled out the thing. He goes, do you know who this fighter is? And I was like, yeah, it's Frank Mir. And he goes, he's over there. And I was like, is he? And he was like, yeah. So fast forward, I went over there, hung out with Frank Mir. We got dinner that night. The night after that, drank some beer. He told me his jokes. Me and Frank Mir are close now.
Yeah. I was gonna say you guys are like the odd couple, the new odd couple.
Yeah, we're good friends. I would say, yeah. My wife and his wife get along. Me and him get along, and we like beer. I mean, can't be that. When your wives get along, you guys like beer. I mean, it's a good time.
How important was it for your wife to get along with his wife?
It's important. It's important. It's always important. She goes, I'm not persuaded by Frank Mir. I don't like you hanging out with him. I'm like, babe, I like him. It's always good. I mean, I think, Frank Mir's wife, she's amazing. She's been around the sport for a long time with Frank Mir. My wife, we've been together since 10 years, so it's very hard to find wives that understand the process of fighting and being next to a fighter who goes up his ups and downs in the career. I have my ups and downs in my career, broken bones, and same as Frank Mir's wife, so she kind of understands it. Is that right? That's it.
Are we good?
Your mustache getting fucking strong, bro.
General thoughts about Wilson Hayes. I mean, he's been working so hard. I see him in the Lions MMA all the time. He's sharp, he's fast, he's strong, he's very hungry. What are your thoughts about him?
Just another opponent. just like Henry Cejudo is another opponent. You know, like I said, it's always funny. I saw the videos of Henry working out, and he was like, and his coach would hit him with the ball, and I'm like, doesn't matter, dude. Like, you can do whatever you want. Like I said, man, it's another opponent. I'm sure Wilson Hayes is going to bring it, just like the last 8 of them. And, you know, I'm already in the gym working out. I mean, I didn't even get a break from the last fight. I went home, Matt and the UFC were negotiating about stuff, and then when they're like, hey, you know, this is the choices you have, which I don't divulge to you guys. And I said, okay. And they're like, would you like to fight Wilson Hayes? I was like, sure, why not? And so we're getting ready for that. I took maybe a week off, went in the gym, started sparring, felt good and moving. Everything was clicking and it was good. And then went to Cabo, worked out in Cabo, came back home, started training. Yeah, I mean, I got drunk in Cabo, came back, still cardio was still there, still training hard, still putting people away in the gym. And then I'm out here. I'll go back home. I'll keep on working out. Like I said, it's just another fight. That mustache. God bless that
Dude,
mustache.
it's like so perfectly creepy awesome that it's like
I know.
it's great.
I saw a picture of him.